Now, it's no surprises that around about the 170 and above full potential range, Brazil has the most Wonderkids in that category because, of course, they're just a hotbed of football talent. Throughout the years, they've always produced some of the best players we've ever seen, and Santos being one of those clubs, of course, the home of Pelé and the place where Neymar first came onto the scene. Now, will this man ever come as good as those two? Probably not in real life. But hey, on Football Manager, 58 goals in 34 appearances, an 8.16 average rating is just mind-blowing. But individually, Kyle George is absolutely outstanding. Yes, before we take a look at the player though, thank you very much for all of the support recently, and hopefully we can be continuing in the YouTube algorithm with your likes and your comments. Let's set another like target again of, let's say, 750. And for 750, I'll drive to work naked. I mean, you guys seem to love the last naked one. Remember, when you finish this video as well, there's a link to a playlist down below or at the end of the video which has so many more players just like this. Maybe you want to take a look. And of course, other playlists too. We have another Challenge Me video out in case you are interested, with someone you might have heard of. You might have seen it already, or you probably recognize the name or the face. Just take a look on the channel, but make sure you subscribe because there is another one coming very soon. Now, today's player, like we mentioned, plays for Santos, and his name is Kyle George. He was one of my favourite Wonderkids from last year's game. I signed him for my Feyenoord Word Rotterdam series, which you kind of seem to enjoy. Anyway, Kyle is 18 years of age now, which meaning if you signed him straight away at the start of the game, he will come to you immediately instead of having to wait until his 18th birthday and all of that malarkey. You don't have to do that anymore. He does have some fixed attributes. A lot of the time he will look exactly like this man, as you can see on the screen, attribute wise. Behind the scenes as well, fixed is his ambition of 9, professionalism of 12, consistency of 12, and that determination you can see on the screen of 16, that's fixed as well. So that's good, that's a high number. Straight off the bat as well, we can see a high aggression. A lot of people says a bad thing. It's not, it's actually a really good thing. If you read the description, attribute does not necessarily reflect a player's dirtiness, but their willingness to get stuck in, perhaps at the expense of giving away more fouls. So it actually means that for a pressing forward like Kyle George would be, he'd be great at it. Now, if this was day one of your save and you tried to sign this player, it will cost you around about £13.5 million. However, if you try maybe to unsettle him, that may lower the cost, or later on down in the save, it might be more expensive if he's good. It all depends on your series and your save. He does have a minimum fee release clause to foreign clubs of £69 million, and that, viewers, we all know, is naughty. I haven't mentioned yet, but his potential range is at 170, and we're going to see him at 170 at some point during this simulation. First 3 years though, we're moving into Germany and to Red Bull Leipzig. I'm excited for this one. Strap in. Yes, 3 years into the future, Kyle George is already banging in the goals, 48 this season with the highest average rating. We can see Leipzig are top of the league as well by 5 points, so that's great. And yeah, Kyle George, he just, look at this. Look at this disgusting nature of this player. 21 years of age and he's already considered an elite striker, and we haven't even touched him yet, viewers. There's no edit badge up there whatsoever to say this has been touched at all. We've signed him legitimately, by the way, for 17.5 million, so Jeff was ripped off, and we've managed to achieve this with the player. Great mental attributes. We'll go here first. 15s, 16s, the lot, all the way down through in places where you need them to be for this pressing forward, which you can see highlighted here. The bravery of 14, composure, concentration, decision makings, they're all high numbers. It's all great. On to the physical attributes as well. A lot of greens there as well, other than natural fitness and balance. Two of the least important, I'd say, for a striker in that pressing forward role. And over to the technical attributes, he does still have 16 dribbling, finishing of 15, and first touch of 14. A good heading attribute, half decent long shots of 11, but he still can pass the ball, and good technique. We've given him some good player traits to suit his attributes, place his shots. likes to beat the offside trap, and tries first-time shots with good anticipation, technique, and finishing. That's what required for that. And just 3 years later, he's already valued at £68 million. So even though Jeff was ripped off and already spent 16 million, he will earn his money back for 68 million. Now we do see 48 goals this season is a high amount. In the league alone, he scored 45, so he only actually got 3 goals in other competitions, which is kind of impressive and at the same time not. But in the league campaign, I mean, what a league campaign that is for a first 3 years. This guy's like straight off the bat, good. Like, no progression needed, he's decent from the off. And we're going to take a look at his progress and see how that has come about, because, I mean, that's a huge drop off there. Is that Bravery? Bravery dropped by 4 at one point, and we're regaining that back. That could be down to an injury. I'm not actually sure what else that could be down to, but maybe. He's gained it back though. The rest of him has progressed quite nicely. Decision making there, the highest of 3. The rest of them, a lot of 2s, a lot of 1s. It's progression at the end of the day. We're happy with it. And of course, you're going to ask, the tactic we're using is the Burning Hammer. It is a 4-4-2. We love the Burning Hammer just for the simple reason he gets so many goals for these Wonderkid spotlights, as you can see from this. Now, you tend to find that a lot of South American players will head to Portugal, mainly because if they speak Portuguese like they do in Brazil, for example, that is perfect for going to that nation, because obviously Portugal, they speak Portuguese as well. I mean, the things you learn watching these videos, not only do you learn things about sport, but geography as well. I'm just a plethora of knowledge, viewers. And in the year 2026, Caio Jorge finds himself at Porto. He also finds himself scoring 71 goals, which is amazing. And he hasn't even got the highest average rating. Somehow Fabio Vieira's managed to do that. He also has 36 assists, so he's probably supplying the goals for Caio. But this is pretty much at his maximum now. This is pretty much at his maximum, and he is insane. An elite striker, like we mentioned before, that we haven't alluded to yet. He's 6'1", so he's a towering figure of a man, and yet he has that acceleration, agility, and balance. He's very much the structure of Cristiano Ronaldo. I know he's not Cristiano Ronaldo, okay? Cristiano Ronaldo is a different beast altogether, but this is kind of like a poor man's version, if you will, a Brazilian poor man's version, and he's still amazing, and he's still scoring 71 goals in 55 games this season alone with 12 assists. £38 million he's valued at. That's cheap. That shouldn't be happening, really. It should be more, but he has 2 years left in his deal. Maybe that plays something to do with it. £70 million is what we bought him for in his first season, 33 goals. The season before, he even had a higher amount, 58 goals in 34 appearances, an 8.16, 78 goals in total. Only 3 of them were penalties. All right, I know a lot of people go, well, you've put him on penalties, but he's only scored 3 of them. He still scored 75 goals, which weren't penalties. So he's done remarkably well in that regard. An 8.16 average rating is just mind-blowing. This is my mind blowing up, but how good that actually is. Competitions-wise, he has won the league every single year that he is there. Champions League, has he managed? He hasn't won a Champions League yet. Liverpool seem to dominate that for a long time. But he has won the Cups. So, I mean, who's laughing now, to be honest? Caio Jorge is, because he wants to win a Champions League. He's probably crying about it, to be honest. What's he won individually, though? Well, I can tell you, he's won a Ballon d'Or, viewers. He's won 2 of them on the bounce in his first 2 seasons at Porto, which doesn't happen very often. If you check the history of the Ballon d'Or, there's very little players who win it from clubs outside of really the big 5. And do you class Portugal as the big 5 in leagues? Because some people do, some people don't. I don't think I do, and Caio Jorge has managed to do that. So, I mean, fair play to him. The season before that, was he involved? He wasn't at all. So just these last 2 years, and then of course the year that we're looking at right now, calendar year, he might also win that as well. We'll check that in the future. But what has he won previous to that? Has he done anything in regard to the Next Gen Award? He hasn't won that. I can't see. What about the Under-21, the Ballon d'Or of the Under-21s? He has. It is 2 years. He won it at Porto and at Leipzig. So that's his first season in Porto. So that's amazing. Has he won the Ballon d'Or and the Under-21 men's player for pretty much the same season? That's unbelievable. Fair play to him. That's remarkable. Well done. So for the last part of the simulation, where he is set to 170, kind of a natural progression from Portugal is to move to Spain, and kind of a natural progression for a Brazilian striker is to go to Barcelona. So that's where we've put him. So here he is at Barcelona. The year is 2029. He has won the Champions League. We can see there because he's beat PSG at a neutral ground 1-0. That might not be the Champions League. It is the Champions League. He's won the Champions League. Come on, celebrations, confetti, because he didn't win the league. Has he won the league? Yeah, he has. He's had one season where he's won the league here as well. Thank God for that. Imagine if he didn't. That would have been embarrassing. But individually, Kyle George is absolutely outstanding. To look at as a player, he is phenomenal. Now, a lot of his attributes here we've seen previously before, already there, and few others have changed and fluctuated between once he has been set at his maximum composure there, this time round at 18 instead of anticipation, for example. But overall, he is just unbelievable. Even his technicals now caught up, and just where you need them to be good, they are good. Dribbling, first touch, fit. Finishing, of course, 16s and 15s, heading and technique of 14, so they're all still really good as well. Player traits, we've given them some good player traits which have helped get the amount of goals that he has got. Speaking of those goals, I mean, 49 goals this season in the league alone. That's his highest in regards to his time in Spain, not his highest overall, because we had that 58 remarkable season that he had there that somehow happened. 49 goals though, with 73 in total, 70 goals the season before. Both seasons he got 12 assists and 13 player of the matches with a 7.81 average rating this year. Did he win any more Ballon d'Ors though? The answer is yes. He has won 5 on the bounce, viewers, which might mean he will win another one if we continue this simulation. But his 3 years at Barcelona, he has won 2 Ballon d'Ors being at Barcelona, and one where he has moved to Barcelona from his last season at Porto, where, to be honest, he might have had his best year. Or is that the season before? That was the season before where he had his best year, 74. So 5 years on the bounce, he might make it 6 as well. It's quite fitting, really. It's quite fitting that this man has managed to do that when we are doing a simulation with him. He is absolutely amazing. He is fantastic. He is in the team of the year every single year. I've checked already. There's no point looking at it because he's won the Ballon d'Or. So, I mean, what's the point? What an unbelievable talent, and for very, very cheap cost. His attribute graph, viewers, his attribute graph looks like a love heart. So, I mean, if that doesn't make you love this player anymore, what will? So there we have it. That's another Wonderkid striker, which, to be honest, I mean, there's so many that we have spotlighted now, and they're all fantastic. So if you can't sign this one, then have a look in the playlist at the end or below, and you'll find one. You'll find one which hasn't been snapped up on your save, or maybe you started a new save and you want to build a massive team of all the players that we have done. That's where you can find the playlist to watch them and enjoy them. Remember to drop a like as well. Help me in the YouTube algorithm. Smash the comment section with the YouTube justice for Omega Luke. I need to get that right because I say it so often and I've made it so difficult for myself. I should have just abbreviated it. A lot of you abbreviated it in the comments and I appreciate it. I just need to learn the abbreviation now. Also subscribe. If you haven't done so already, subscribe. We're en route to 20,000 subscribers. That's our next goal. By July, you can help us get there because there are far more people who are watching these videos who are not subscribed than are. If all of you just subscribed, we get to 20,000 really easily, like that. Bang. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.